Oh boy. Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Kevin and Mikkel. We are back with another video. I know we were supposed to have a video up yesterday, just was not feeling it yesterday to record. If you're watching the Scorpion Show for the first time, I hope that you click that subscribe button. And everyone, please click the like button and share this video to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, text message, or however you choose to share our video. This has been a trying week for the YouTube community because a lot of advertisers are pulling out from YouTube after it was discovered that overseas, on like an overseas YouTube thing, video ads were running on negative videos such as hate speeches and all kinds of negative videos. So some advertisers started to pull out. And once the American companies started to get whiff of what's going on, then companies like Coca-Cola and AT&T and I believe it's Verizon and a lot of companies, Johnson & Johnson, they started pulling their advertising dollars away from YouTube and not just having them displaying the videos before the videos come on. And as you know, for many YouTubers, that's how they get a lot of their money. For some people, it's the main source of their income. For some people, it's just, you know, a little money they buy things with. And it's really starting to affect YouTube because the advertising videos are not playing on videos, which means that your money will be less or you won't be making any money at all on YouTube. And I understand that YouTube is really trying to make these changes and things like that, but I need for YouTube to be the big company and email the YouTubers and let the YouTubers know what's going on. Because it's not fair for us to be sitting in the dark or not know what's going on. And also they have, for some people, they still demonetize their videos. And I happened to look at a recent video of ours and it was demonetized and I'm like, hold up, why was it demonetized? And then I told them to review the video and then they remonetized the video. But then I noticed that shit, the videos play, it just play. You don't see no commercials coming up on the video. So I need YouTube to get it together. And then I see that they say, oh, over the next couple of weeks, the money won't be looking right. Some people might be getting like 50% less than what they normally make. Dear YouTube, I need you guys to fix this. I need y'all to fix it fast. Like I do. I really do. Because it's just not working this way. It's not going to work this way. But you always got to have a backup plan because YouTube is just there. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad if that's my only source of income because I shouldn't be dependent just on that. So, of course, I have a website. But, of course, it leads to other avenues such as, not too crazy about it, but the podcasting thing. And there's all kind of ways to make revenue.
I think YouTube will fix it. Because
they have to, because the big YouTubers are
right, and they don't want to lose those big YouTubers to other companies. So I think they'll fix it. They just have to figure out how the hell they are.
It's going to be a tough process because YouTube gets so many uploads a day. It's like too many uploads, but I need them to get on it. I know it ain't going to be fast, but yeah, because they losing out on advertising dollars too. They make millions and probably billions of dollars. You talking about a company like AT&T, Verizon? You know how many times a year they change their phone deals and they play on the video? I haven't heard anything about the TV companies like ABC, NBC, but they're not playing on the videos. It's YouTube, y'all need to get it together. Yeah, y'all really need to get it together. So there's rumors going around. What's wrong? Oh. That Beyonce will be Nyla in The Lion King. I'm about to say in what? In The Lion King. They're saying that the director really wants Beyonce to be in the film. We don't know if it's true, but if I was Beyonce, I would get in it because it's a Disney movie. We're talking about The Lion King. Everybody remembers the film The Lion King, the original Lion King, and for her to just do the voice. Just picture her singing. They doing a live action one?
Yeah.
I thought it was I didn't know it was a live action one.
Yeah. Like how they did
Beauty and the Beast.
And the Jungle Book.
Yes, and that made a lot of money. I know Beauty and the Beast made way more.
I forgot to talk about that, but Beauty and the Beast, I went to go see that, and I wanted to see it, but then I didn't want to go see it when I went to go see it. That was good.
It was good.
Oh my God. The way they remade it, first of all, it brought back so many childhood memories because I was like, I'm not gonna tell you how old I was when it came out, but I was. And we had the VHS. And I just remember like hearing the songs that you hadn't heard for a long time and I'm like, oh my God. But they added a few new songs and it was just like, it was really, really good. It was a good remake. And shout out to Disney and to the folks who, you know,
Bill Conley, he also directed Dreamgirls too.
Yeah, I mean, it was really good. It was good. And I liked also that in this Beauty and the Beast, it was a multiracial cast. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't just all white actors. It was just like, you know, it was good. Like it was really good. Like it was good.
I didn't even know you went to see that.
Yeah, I did, and I never talked about it. And I said I was going to talk about it, and I just kept forgetting. And then when you just said it, I said, "Wow." But yeah, I think, you know, today one of my followers, she posted and about it. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, and I said to myself, I don't know, they'll probably maybe use Beyonce for the singing portion of the thing, or they could use her voice, you know. But when I heard of the story, I instantly thought, oh, they'll probably use her for the singing part. But even if they use her voice for that, I think that would be good too. But I think the singing part, that would really be good because I just can't wait to see how this is going to turn out. I just remember a few years ago, I kept saying, oh my God, they need to have a live version of The Lion King. And then when I heard that they were doing it, and then a few weeks ago, I heard that James Earl Jones, who played Mufasa in the original Lion King, he signed on to play Mufasa. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. And then what's his name? Donald Glover signed on to play Simba. So this is really, really looking like this is.
This will be a good. This is going to be an all-time, one of the greatest casts, and I think that Beyonce should do it, and she could do the soundtrack, and she can write an original song, and might get nominated for an Oscar. Right. So Beyonce, you need to do it. I think you do. Somebody can watch the twins. Miss Tina can watch the twins, and she can tell them dope for her.
Yeah, this would be really, really dope for her. So
yes, I think she should do it.
I wish I could be in the Lion King.
You never know. They be like sometimes I be retweeting like casting calls and stuff. They be doing casting calls for all kinds of stuff. Mary J. Blige, she did an interview with the Breakfast Club. I did not get a chance to watch it, but she also did an interview with Andy Martinez, and she was just talking about her intuition on how she knew that her marriage was doomed. And I feel like a lot of people, because I don't want to say women, a lot of people don't listen to their intuition. And when your intuition tells you things and shows you things, it's time to get up out of there.
Yeah. Like if you're like, for instance, say like the first time you got him and he was getting it in there and your intuition was telling you, push it out, push it out, push it out. But you didn't really want to push it out because you didn't know what was going to come out.
I'm not going there today. I won't be going there today. I'm not even going to elaborate, like, because, yeah, you know, you don't want it to be a Duncan Hines moment or Betty Crocker moment. Because you don't. So make sure that's clean. Not even no nasty Hershey ass nails you pay.
No, I was just putting it in perspective. I thought that happened to you.
Never.
Okay.
I don't play. I would be embarrassed. And can you imagine somebody just going up on Twitter saying this? Mary J. Blige.
Can you imagine what that would smell like? Like an elephant?
I mean, it smells like the sex anyway.
No, I'm sorry. I've never been in a stinking sex.
I didn't say it stink.
But you said it smells
like sex.
I don't know what sex smells like. I've never smelled that, and I always get a little weary when I hear people say that sex has a smell. Well, what kind of smell does it have?
It has a smell. You talking about? I'm not elaborating because you two might not pay me for that video.
No, I just feel like if sex has a smell, then one of the two are not clean. If it has a smell, somebody ain't fresh. Because I ain't never have sex with any of my partners, and we walked out of that room leaving a smell. And I ain't never walked out the room and then came back in the room to a smell.
Mary J. Blige, you can always elaborate on that. Because I know her can do it. It's so nasty.
I feel bad for her though. Like I feel bad for anybody.
And she got to start over in her 40s. But you know that leads to great music.
It does, but it doesn't. It leads to great music, but I mean, her personal
life
is just sad. You know, I'm sure she's happy that she's gotten over that chapter, but sad at the same time because her and Kendu were together for a very long time.
Yes,
like, it wasn't like they just
she was talking about how he changed her life. Right. Like, he really was out there. It's kind of like how that Russell Wilson Sierra thing went down. Russell, like, God told me I need to be in this woman's life. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to hear about nobody that talk about that, how they saved their life, and then they not make it work.
And then I'm right.
Yeah, and then you look at Kendu and be like, damn, you signed a prenup. Now, after the prenup, you still want me to pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars per month until you get it right. You need to get your own stuff right. You should have been trying to manage other people besides just Mary J. Blige if you want to take on that role. And I understand why some men do it, but come on, Kendu, that's a lot of money. And you should have been doing what other women do when they be in the man who makes all the money, saving it, put it in a different savings account. You got smart. Don't tell me Shawnee O'Neal wasn't saving that Shaq money. Because baby, she's paid. And you don't never hear nothing about no child support court or nothing when it comes to her and Shawnee. Him and Shawnee.
No. No, you don't. No, you don't.
He don't do this, he don't do... You don't hear a motherfucking thing.
Nope, she don't badmouth him, he don't badmouth her. They went their separate ways, and they doing their thing.
Yep. And Aunt Viv, okay, now look, God. I don't pay Aunt Viv's no mind. I just want to know why she's upset that people was asking her why she wasn't part of the reunion.
But then not only that, Kevin, not only was she upset that people were asking her why she, but you know what?
Go ahead.
I think that
she's getting on my nerves.
Yeah, she's getting on my nerves too. She's getting, because she's real petty. I thought I was petty, but she's petty.
Every.
Okay? The thing is, people were asking her, and some people could have been trying to be smart to strike a nerve. But this is what happens when you are playing with somebody who's not okay upstairs, okay? She's slower than a SEPTA bus on a Sunday afternoon. Let me tell you something.
And they are slow
on a Sunday afternoon. And if you don't know what a SEPTA bus is, ask somebody from Philly. Yeah. It's like your Metro bus wherever you live at.
Yeah, or that,
okay? But we call it SEPTA here, and they are slow on Sundays. And I feel like that's what Aunt Viv is. But she's still the best Aunt Viv from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I'll give you that.
Yeah, she is. But I think that some people may have been trying to get her to, you know, because they know how she's easily, you know. But they were asking her why it was that she wasn't at the reunion. Now, first and foremost, it wasn't a reunion. It was a charity event. Correct. And, you know, all the cast members came back to help Karen, who played Hillary, for her charity event. They all came back to support her.
That's decent.
And it is decent.
Especially for Will.
Because, you know, he's such a big star. But that just goes to show you that they all were cool on the show, and they remained cool when the show ended. You know what I mean? The only one that had a problem on the show was her. And that's why she wasn't on the show anymore. Every last one of those characters and actors, they stayed on the show from the beginning to the end. Even Jeffrey. And he was there. Okay? This is the thing. She went in to explain why she wasn't there, but then she first started out with talking about Alfonso Ribeiro, calling him Will Smith's asswife or whatever the case. And I'm thinking like, oh my God, like, it's not his charity event. I don't think he said anything about her. No. I don't think anybody asked her about him. They just asked why you weren't there.
Yeah.
But she got mad because he was...
And she called him a media hoe, but you know what? He's doing what you're not doing.
Which is working.
He always stay with a job. I don't care if it's Dance with the Stars, if it's America's Funniest Home Videos, or doing something on NBC or CBS, he stays with a job.
And him and Will Smith are like this. They are like this.
Yeah. And at least he's not in none of the Will Smith movies, not that I've seen, and I haven't seen. Will Smith need to come back with some good movies, and I'm serious.
But I said this, I think that Will Smith needs to take a break for a few years, because, and I told you this, the past few movies he's come out with have not been, what's that? Okay? So he needs to take a break, take a few years off, and then come back. Like, you know, he can come back and play in a pop-pop, because he's old now.
You said a pop-pop.
I mean, yes. I mean, he's not that old, but he's about to be 50. And if he takes a few years old, he'll be 55. And that's Papa age.
Yeah.
It is.
Actually,
you know,
it is a pop now. Because you become a grandpop now at 35.
Yeah, hey, listen.
No games.
Well, hey, listen, depending on who's raising you. And who you raised. Okay.
Can you imagine, like, by 60, you are a great-grandparent now? Like, that's just the way of the world now. Normally, great-grandparents are in their 70s and 80s.
That's not true, because my grandmother was a great-grandmother in her 50s.
I'm talking about in today's generation. You said, before 60.
Yeah, my great-grandmother was a great-grandmother before she was 60. She was 50. Yeah, she was in her 50s when my cousin Meek and all them were born. And they're in their 30s now.
My mom was in her late 50s too when Tibby was born. She became a great grandmother.
So I mean, I think the problem that it is, things are not different because I mean, you had fast women and fast girls back in the day, just like you have them today. The only difference is many of them who are fast today are fast. They don't know who their baby fathers are. They're not married. You know what I mean? People are, and I saw this post, people are more, females now, not all females, but a lot of people, young-minded females. A lot of young-minded females are so excited about decorating a baby shower that they're not even thinking about preparing for a wedding. Mm-hmm. They just want to know what they're going to do for a baby shower, what they're going to get. And half the time, they don't even know who the baby father is.
Yeah. And I can tell you it's like that because it's frustrating for me when I do, I'm on Ancestry.com and I've been trying to find my mom's family.
I am sitting right here trying to figure out how we got to this.
Yeah, but hey,
because I just
I'm done with
we were talking about Will Smith.
Yeah, and I'm done with Aunt Viv. She's just petty and tired.
Yeah.
So, like, my gripe on Ancestry.com is that, first of all, some of y'all be having block family trees. Then you'll see the paternal history, but you don't see the maternal history or vice versa. But most of the time, it's the paternal history. They're like, I don't know who the father is. But I do have an update, a good story. One of my cousins who I met, and the family that I found in South Carolina, his son found him thanks to Ancestry.com. And when you put in your DNA, like when I got my mom to take her test and her results came in, it was like automatic, like this is your mother, or it say like this is your father. So they've been connecting and things like that. She was like, his mother always told him who he was, but at that time, everybody was going in different situations, and some things came up, and he moved somewhere, and he lost contact. But he found his father through Ancestry, and we all match each other on the thing. So that's like you can just find a lot of history, and I've been really trying to find my great grandmother's side, and I think I might be onto something because I've just been doing a lot of last name searches, and it's a lot of Georgia and South Carolina. It's just a lot. But I wish people update their trees on there because I want to find you and I want to know more of my family tree. Then my mom will tell me, shit, you don't even need to find them because it's probably better off the way things are now. But no, I just want to know. You could be my cousin. You watching the video. You never know. If you have not taken the ancestry test, I encourage you to take it because you can find out your history and you can find out your background. Are you from Nigeria? Are you from Libya? Are you from Ghana? Like, it's so many West African countries that you can be made up of. Or you can be Irish, or you can be Italian, or you can be British. It's a lot. So that was my little ancestry update. Karuchi cannot shake Chris Brown. Now, he already has a restraining order against him, or temporary restraining order. Karuchi wants to give Chris Brown a permanent restraining order, but she cannot give him the papers, and her lawyers can't serve him the papers. Even with law enforcement help, she cannot serve him the papers.
Why?
I guess because he's not taking it, or he's getting away from them. Because once you got somebody got to hand you something in order to be served.
Well, they don't necessarily have to hand it to him, because my father some years ago, he was served papers, but he wasn't home. I answered the door, and they gave me the papers. So he doesn't necessarily have to be given the papers. They just take him to his house, and if someone at his house, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I've never heard of that. Oh, we have to hand it to him. No, y'all know what his address is. Mail it to his house.
Can you do it that way?
I don't know, but
they can say like, I never got that.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out. I never knew that you had to personally hand them the paper.
Remember that time Sierra got served on stage?
Yeah, remember that?
That's when it was hard times for Sierra. Bitch couldn't sell a record, couldn't get a hit.
So, yeah, I don't know. If you have to be personally served, I never knew that because I remember my father was served 1 year. And I can't remember what the hell it was for either. But I remember he was served. And he was home and I opened the door and they gave it to me.
That's great. Did he get upset with you?
No, why would he get upset with me? I didn't know what the fuck the people were. I was young. I didn't know who they were. I was a teenager. And me and my sister... Yes, it was because me and my sister, we laughed and laughed and laughed about it. And I ain't gonna tell you why we laughed about it. But if I call her right now and ask her, she gonna bust out laughing.
Yeah, but I just know one thing, Karuchi, just do what you gotta do. When y'all go to court, maybe you can serve him there. Whenever y'all go to court, but I just think that Chris Brown, he's going on tour. I don't even know if he's going to be able to go to court because he's on tour, and then 50 Cent dropped out because they couldn't agree to how much he's going to get paid.
50 Cent and Chris Brown?
Yes, remember that tour they was on? So 50 Cent dropped out the tour.
No, actually I don't remember the tour that was going on because I don't think...
Yeah. He got all these people on the tour with him, but Chris Brown, you just need to go on tour. You are a good performer, but I don't know how good you're going to be performing if you keep taking...
Chris Brown can have a whole tour by himself.
Yeah, he don't need all the people.
No, he don't.
Maybe a good opening act, maybe a female opening act, and keep it moving.
But you don't need all that in between intermission and all that bullshit.
Yeah, so they couldn't agree. They couldn't agree to the financial terms of the deal, so 50 Cent said I'm out.
He could do a 2-hour show straight through if he'd get off that shit he was on, whatever it is he's on.
Yeah.
Because if other artists can do it, so can he. He's young, he's talented. You know what I mean? There's no reason why he should be having to take all these intermission breaks. And don't nobody dare tell me, because he does a lot of dancing. Well, there's a lot of artists that, and one in particular that shall remain nameless, that does a lot of dancing too. Okay? You know what I mean? Chris Brown can do it. He, of all people, can and should be able to do it.
Can you imagine if Chris Brown never had all of those problems? I think he'd be able to sell out stadiums too.
Yes! Because you know why, Kevin? First of all, when that happened, when the incident happened between him and Rihanna, Chris Brown was shooting up. They both were shooting up. Both of them. And it's funny, and I talk about this all the time. They were two artists at the time when they first came out that I thought both of them were going to be one-hit wonders. Running, I didn't think he was going nowhere with Running. I said Running was a cute summer song, but then I'm like, okay, all right, bye. We ain't gonna hear about this boy no more. Pundy Replay, I thought that was a cute song for her, but for the summer, and then I'm like, okay, well, okay, next. But they proved me wrong, and they became two of the biggest stars in the world. And what happened was that incident happened to them. Rihanna kept shooting up, and Chris Brown started to shoot. He started to fizzle. But then when we thought he was getting his act together, then that's when we found out he was doing all types of stuff, because now he's grown now, and he's doing all types of stuff, and he's rich, and there's really nobody there to tell him no. And shout out to Wendy Williams, because I feel like she hit the nail on the head when she was talking about, his mother and how,
he needs somebody that he's afraid of.
Afraid of, because he ain't afraid of his mother. So I just think that at some point, Chris Brown, had he not gotten into that trouble, he would have kept going straight up. Even at the trouble with Rihanna. And then it died down, and he just came back out and shut up. But he didn't. He came back up, shut up, and then started fizzling down again because he wanted to start having these temper tantrums. He wanted to start doing all these different drugs. He wanted to get fat. Remember he got fat?
Oh my God, he looked like Sinbad.
Yes, he did. But it was good. Because he looked healthy. And then he got really skinny. His face looked sunk in. And I just saw a clip of him on Blackish recently where he played a young rapper or something like that.
Really? He was on Black? How did he look on Blackish?
I mean, he looked like somebody crisscross or something with those stupid plaits in his hair. But, I wish him all the best. I agree with you. Chris Brown could have definitely been selling out stadiums. Because I say, a lot of people are selling out stadiums now. And it's like, if they can do it, I know Chris Brown can do it.
And if he was on Blackish, I hope Jennifer Lewis had a nice talk with him.
I don't know. This has to be a recent episode. He looks nice right here.
I didn't know he had that much hair. But
to be quite honest with you, we haven't seen him though for a while. After that incident with him and Soulja Boy, we haven't seen him. See, he looks like somebody who's recovering right here.
Still look crazy. Why they use that swing cat?
I don't know. I mean, he's still getting a check. He is. I ain't going to deny
he's going to get a check. I don't know, y'all. I don't even want to talk about that Mexican judge, but there's a Mexican judge who just got suspended because he ruled that it was a young teen who raped. It was a guy who raped a young teen. They put her in a van. She got raped by him, and she said that the defendant is not. He said that the defendant is not guilty because he did not get any pleasure from raping the girl, so he was just let go free. So now this judge is suspended because so many people were outraged from that decision, and whoever he is, he should be stripped of being a judge. He should never be able to judge anything again. And I think because this man has a lot of money, who was the defendant, maybe the family paid him off or threatened him.
Where was this story? In Mexico?
And he done lost his job. Like, what? How did you even come up
with that?
Morally like that?
Because he didn't do it for pleasure. So then what did he do it for?
Yeah. Because it's about pleasure, it's about power, it's about a lot of things. And then that girl has to live with that for the rest of her life. And you say that, oh, because he didn't get out any pleasure out of that? Well, what pleasure did she get out of it? Because she's going to have a life of displeasure. She may never want to have sex again. She might not look at a man right again. It's just so much. I wouldn't know. But come on now. So goodbye to that judge. And speaking of another judge, a judge today has approved the $25 million to all the victims of the Trump University case. So they're going to have to give up. I mean, Donald Trump is going to have to pay. He's going to have to pay everybody to get a payout, a little cut of the pie.
You know, I'm so tired of hearing about Donald Trump. I really am.
Yeah, I'm
so tired of hearing about him.
I need the news. I need CNN and MSNBC to go back to reporting about other stuff that's going on.
But they can't.
Maybe it's because the first 100 days.
But see, I'm tired of it. But I understand why they're doing it, because it's a new presidency. He's coming to office with all types of dark clouds over his head, all types of different scandals. And so they're basically saying, listen, for a year and a half, you taunted, you called for Hillary Clinton to be this, you called for her to be that, you called her this, you called her that. You are getting the same treatment now that you all did to her. Even when the FBI came out and said, listen, yes, she should not have done what she did with the emails, and yes, this and the third, but we have not found anything that would charge her for criminally. But yet after they came out and said that, the Trump administration and his supporters, and they still lock her up. She needs to go to jail. When I become president, she's going to go to... And I'm thinking like, what? So now Donald Trump is getting a taste of his own medicine. You know, and as tired as I am of the medicine, because I am tired of it, but I say to myself, I hope that at the end of this, something is done. Somebody's fired, somebody's forced to resign, somebody's impeached, somebody's something. Because if we're going on and on with this for now 2 months now, and then by the end of this, nothing happens, I'm going to be upset. Because I'm like, I wasted all these months paying attention to this, and ain't shit happened.
But something might happen. And I watched that, the 70s, that episode where he was talking about Nixon. I watched it again. And it's really seemed like it's what's going on right now. Is what was going on 40 years ago.
Didn't I say that?
Yep.
I said that.
Yep.
And it's funny because today I watched the ending part of that episode on my break. The part where, I think it was like the last 5 minutes of it, when Nixon got on television and announced that he was going to be resigning the very next day. And I just watched it on from there. And as I watch it, I say to myself, it's so crazy because this is a man who was really brought down, because he and his crew thought that they were literally above the law. But the government said, not so fast, Mr. President. You're not above us. And we're going, and see, you know what and this is what I mean by, I hope that this Russian thing, if it's going to continue to play out, it plays out until there's an end result. The end result for Watergate was Nixon resigning. And Watergate had started back in 1972 when they first found out that those guys had broken into the hotel. It took them 2 years for Richard Nixon to finally say, okay, I'm going to resign. So it may just take us another fucking year or 2 years until this incident happens. But whatever the case may be, I hope there's an outcome where Trump is walking out of the White House doors for the last time.
Trump is going to be in history forever, though. Like, can you imagine that every time they say a president name, his name is going to be there.
But I will say this. To all the presidents in history that we have said were the worst, he has topped them all.
Yes, he has.
Yes, he has.
And he has the lowest approval ratings, even in like the 2 months of presidency.
They said that when George Bush left office in 2009, he left with 20-something% approval rating after being president for 8 years. Donald Trump in 2 months is at 37%. He's only been president for 2 months. So what does that tell you? George Bush in 8 years left with 22%. Barack Obama, I think he left with like 50-something%.
Bill, it was high.
Yeah.
And Michelle had a higher approval rating.
Bill. Well, a lot of times the first lady said because Melania Trump has a higher approval rating than Donald Trump. To be quite honest with you, I don't even know how because you never see her.
Yeah, I paid her no mind, and I mean
because you never see her.
Book now. I seen her read a book, and that was only for Women's History Month. But they keep saying like she didn't want this role, and I'm gonna give a shout out to Angela Rye because
oh my God.
On Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon, she got this guy named Jim somebody out of here on CNN on Brooke Baldwin
and that
show.
Paris Denard.
Yes, he is. Now that's an ass swipe. I'm big.
Now he's Uncle Tom. I ass swipe. He used to work for George W. Bush when George W. Bush was in the White House.
But I know he hates that he has to defend Trump because that's what he gets paid to do. But don't you think like, damn, this is going to be me. Like, they might be showing clips of this, like, 20, 30 years from now, and I'm sitting here defending them.
Because a lot of times, many of them believe what they're saying.
And Katie McEnany, girl, poor lady.
Poor her. Like, she's walking back on everything she's... well, you know what? This is what they get. This is what they get. And it's like, every time you come out with more and more shit about Donald Trump, they come out and try to defend him more and more. You're like, how are you defending this? How? How the fuck are y'all defending this? It doesn't make sense.
10 damn days.
10 damn days.
10 more days.
And I let Donald Trump stick me in my ass. That's just how I...
And now it's like, it's hard to feel sorry for them people like, oh, I voted for Trump, now my husband getting deported. Oh, I voted for Trump. This person kicked me out my house and he ends up in the cabinet. Like,
oh, somebody said something. Oh, I wish I would have recorded it. One of the commentators on CNN said, Trump supporters, they don't... It's not even that they believe... it's not even that... The reason... No, they said the reason why... many Trump supporters are not angry with Trump is because they actually are believing the hype. And even when you give them proof that all of the things thus far that he said he was going to do, he hasn't done and he's failed, they still are sticking to the hype. And that's why they are still standing behind him. Because to be honest with you, they could give a rat's ass. They just... Because many of them really are looking at it as... we voted for Donald Trump to save our jobs. You see what I'm saying? We didn't vote for him to fix this and fix that because we know, but to save our jobs is one of the reasons why we voted for him because he's this brilliant businessman. But, I mean, he's really not doing that.
Yeah.
He's doing all these
I'm so mad
stupid
that these
deals behind the scenes.
I'm mad that these people think that they're going to be able to keep a factory job when these companies are going to be hiring computers to do your job. Ain't no more factories. Times change.
And now they're trying to come out and with this coal. He's gotten rid of President Obama's clean energy.
Coal. Like they reversed
coal.
Everything Obama did.
What are we using with coal nowadays in 2017?
I have no idea.
Not even the trains. Amtrak don't even use coal engines no more. Those are electric engines that pull those cars.
I have no idea. And they say it's not actually good to be a coal miner because like all the effects after you.
They showed the smog from the 70s on The View the other day. They were showing how, and that was real.
Yeah.
That was real.
Yeah.
Like and you want to take he wants to go back to coal because he wants these people who lost their jobs to get their jobs back. But in 2017, who's working in a goddamn coal mine?
Yeah.
And why are you working in a coal mine in 2017 when we all know the health risks behind working in a coal mine?
It's not great. And they even want to reverse, they don't want to continue to pay out those people that they're supposed to pay for being a coal miner and their pensions. This country has to wake up.
Yeah.
This country has to wake up. But yeah, that's enough for that.
Yeah.
I want you guys to have a good weekend. This is WrestleMania weekend. I cannot wait for WrestleMania on Sunday. Tonight is the Hall of Fame. Tomorrow's NXT. Sunday is WrestleMania. And Monday is the Raw After Mania. OMG. Can't wait for that. And please continue to pray for me and my family. It's been tough with my mom. Today was rough. Today was rough, and it's not even over. I mean, I got cursed out today. I'm trying my best. It's kind of tough. It's tough. But I'm hanging in there because that's what any child should do for their parent. Mm-hmm. And I expect you all to do the same if your parent is in that situation. Or if you in that situation, maybe you can write me on Facebook and let me know like how you handle different things. Because I've been getting a lot of no, I'm not doing this, and no, I'm not doing that. And this is to help you. You have to live. This is what you have to do. It's tough as hell. So if you in that situation, if you've been in that situation, please help me. When you learn, teach. So please help me. And we're going to go. You guys have a good weekend. We'll see y'all on Monday. Peace.